What if the entire Cretaceous period suddenly appeared in the modern world? Could human civilization survive? On the third day after the fold, San Francisco faced a nightmare from three directions at once. Beneath the bay, hundreds of mosasaurs moved through the dark water like a living black ocean. On land, Tyrannosaurus Rex thundered through shattered streets, followed by packs of smaller predators. Above the city, Quetzalcoatlus pterosaurs circled overhead, their enormous wings casting moving shadows across entire neighborhoods. Sea, land, air. An age that had ruled Earth for more than 160 million years had returned, but this time, humanity refused to run. During the first 2 days, people had reacted blindly. At first, they believed the event was a geological disaster. Then came the failed attempt to confront the creatures directly at sea. By the third day, the strategy changed. Scientists had already discovered that the fold zone was unstable. The boundary between worlds was slowly tearing itself apart. Nobody knew when it would collapse, but they knew one thing: time was limited. 3 carrier strike groups moved toward California. Long-range artillery lined the coast. Fighter jets, helicopters, and airborne surveillance aircraft filled the sky. For the first time, humanity fought as a single system. Yet San Francisco was still not fully evacuated. Roads were clogged, hospitals overflowed, thousands remained trapped throughout the city. The mission was no longer simple survival, it was rescue. Every mosasaur that surfaced was tracked by radar, satellites, and aircraft. Naval guns opened fire. Missile barrages crossed the bay. Explosions rolled across the water until the entire coastline shook. Inside the city, tanks and attack helicopters formed a wall between evacuation convoys and the advancing dinosaurs. When a Tyrannosaurus emerged from the ruins of a downtown street, it barely had time to roar. A tank shell struck first. The impact shattered bone and momentum alike. The giant predator collapsed into the debris. At that moment, humanity learned an important lesson. No matter how terrifying prehistoric giants appeared, they were still flesh and blood. The same reality unfolded in the sky. Fighter jets descended on the Quetzalcoatlus flocks. These flying giants had once dominated ancient skies, but flight came with a price. Their hollow bones and delicate wing membranes made them incredibly vulnerable. Modern aircraft exploited that weakness immediately. Several pterosaurs lost control and fell from the sky. The survivors scattered across the horizon. Gradually, humanity reclaimed control of the battlefield. But beneath the ocean, a far greater threat remained hidden. More than 2,000 meters below the surface, something massive began to rise. The mosasaurs attacking near the coast had only been the advance force. The true population was far larger. Sonar systems struggled to count them. They moved through the deep in enormous numbers, surfacing only briefly before disappearing again into darkness. Unlike the tyrannosaurs, they never attacked directly. They struck from below, from behind, from places nobody expected. Entire fleets suddenly found themselves surrounded by living shadows. Then something unexpected happened. Modern Earth's own predators entered the conflict. Pods of killer whales appeared among the chaos. They weren't helping humanity. They were simply doing what they had always done, hunting opportunities. Whenever artillery wounded a mosasaur or separated it from the group, the orcas moved in. Working together with remarkable precision, they targeted weakened individuals and tore them apart. Ancient rulers and modern hunters collided across the ocean. For a moment, victory seemed possible. Then a different disaster emerged. Inside the city, infection rates exploded. People who had survived the dinosaurs began falling ill. Hospitals filled faster than evacuation centers. Military victories suddenly felt meaningless, because the true enemy was no longer visible. It traveled through the air. It entered with every breath. At the CDC, and other research centers, scientists worked without sleep. Samples arrived from every affected region. Teams raced to understand the ancient pathogen before it spread beyond control. What they discovered changed everything. The virus was deadly, but it was also outdated. For tens of millions of years, it had evolved alongside giant reptiles of the Cretaceous. Their biology was completely different from ours. Inside the human body, the virus struggled. It could infect people, but it could not do so efficiently. Its greatest weakness was temperature. It had adapted to ancient hosts and ancient environments. The human immune system presented challenges it had never encountered before. The fever experienced by patients was not merely a symptom, it was a weapon. Human bodies were already fighting back. Researchers quickly adjusted treatment strategies. Existing antiviral drugs were combined with carefully managed therapies designed to exploit the virus's weaknesses. The results came slowly, then they accelerated. Patient after patient showed improvement. The infection curve finally stopped climbing. For the first time since the disaster began, humanity could see a path forward. And then the impossible happened. The fold began closing. The giant rifts connecting two worlds had never been stable. From the beginning, they had been collapsing under their own weight. Now, after 3 days, they started to disappear. Across oceans, continents, and skies, the prehistoric world began retreating. Mosasaurs vanished into narrowing fractures in reality. Tyrannosaurs disappeared from ruined streets. Quetzalcoatlus drifted toward shrinking cracks in the sky. They resisted, they struggled, but time itself was stronger. One by one, the rulers of the Cretaceous returned to their own age. By dawn, San Francisco was silent. The ocean was calm. The sky was empty. Only damaged buildings, burned ships, and crowded hospitals remained, as evidence that the nightmare had ever happened. The cost had been enormous. Cities were scarred. Lives were lost. Entire regions would spend years rebuilding. Yet humanity endured. Not because it possessed bigger teeth, not because it had thicker armor, but because it could learn. Across sea, land, and air, modern technology held the line. Inside laboratories, science uncovered the enemy's weakness. Humanity survived not by overpowering the Cretaceous, but by understanding it. In the days that followed, more than 200 fold zones around the world disappeared. The ancient age sank back into history. An era that had ruled Earth for 160 million years returned to the depths of time, and humanity remained. It was about what happens when a young civilization collides with something far older than itself. A civilization will be afraid, but if it can continue learning, adapting, and moving forward, it can survive even the impossible. And sometimes, survival is the greatest victory of all.